Okay, for part two of our unit circle video, we are going to go over the model problem and the check for understanding. Remember that we have our unit circle here. We start off at 0 degrees and we move in a counterclockwise position throughout the circle for positive degree measures. So if we start going up, we have 30 degrees, then we come to 90 degrees, to 150, to 210 down here, and continue on until we get a full 360-degree rotation. Now we also want to remember that if we're talking about any degree measure, we do have our trig ratio sine and cosine of those degrees. So what is for number one in our model problem, what is the y coordinate of the terminal side of the 150-degree angle? So here is our 150-degree angle. Okay, that's our 150-degree angle. And we're talking about this point here. We're going through, this is our terminal side. Okay, it starts here, ends there, so that's the terminating side. And if we were to bring this down, we know that we are talking about this little 30-degree angle right here. And we can also find that we have our opposite, okay, for our y value. We want to know what our y value is and what our x value is. And we know our adjacent is right here. So we have our right triangle that we have created. So to this 30-degree angle, we know that we are dealing with our x value, because this is on the x-axis, remember. The y-axis is up here. So what goes along the x-axis is our cosine. So we have the cosine of 150 degrees as our x value, and our y value is going to be the sine because it's opposite the y value, which is this line right here, this side of our right triangle that we created, that is parallel to our y-axis. So that is the y value, which is the sine, because opposite, remember SOHCAHTOA, sine of 150 degrees. So the y value, the y coordinate of our terminal side of 150-degree angle is the sine of 150 degrees. Write that down correctly, 150 degrees. Okay, so that is your y value, your x value being the cosine. For the second part, which of the coordinates is equal to the 30-degree cosine? So here, cosine, if we look at our 30 degrees, we know that we have our right triangle here. So if we were looking at our adjacent angle, which is cosine, that would be our x angle. So cosine of 30 is our x value, and our sine, which is opposite, the sine of 30 is our y value. So which coordinates is equal to the cosine of 30? It's the x coordinate. Okay. So understanding this a little bit, why don't you pause the video, take a few minutes and work on the check for understanding, and then we will come back. Okay, this has to be moved up a little bit here. Okay, that's where we want it to be. All right, so on our, what is the coordinate for a check for understanding? Hopefully you've answered a little bit and you understand a little bit what you were doing. What is the x coordinate of point P? So here we have point P here. We have a 200-degree angle. We bring that down. The x coordinate, we have our, again, sine is our y, cosine. So we have the cosine of 200 degrees is our x coordinate. And what is the approximate angle measure of the purple dot? Approximating this angle measure would be somewhere less than 90 degrees, so say about 70 degrees.